What's up, life in the raw? It's been a minute. It's been a very hot minute. It's been a while since I recorded one of these. I'm not even sure, like 12? Are we at 12? Episode 12? Episode 13 of Life in the Raw? No clue. I think 13. I think the last one I posted threw up was when I quit work, which was awesome. Right now I'm trying to help out my wife and paint these muffin tins because we don't have spraying oil. But I just want to hop on here and talk to you guys about like the differences of this year versus last year. It's been nuts. What can happen in a year? So we're like 5 days away from my birthday and from Ellie's birthday. It's crazy to think that she's already won. It's nuts. It's honestly nuts. A lot has changed. In a year. It's crazy. Thinking about it, this time last year, Anna was having contractions and we had little to no sleep. She was in a lot of pain. We had no sleep. We were just confused of what life was going to be like after this. Ellie, if you're watching this is nothing against you because it wasn't your choice to come into this world. It's just crazy to think about how different this year was from last year. Like Anna in pain, I'm tired. Bank account wasn't as where we are right now. We still had a lot of debt. We were slowly getting ready for Ellie to come out, and we felt pretty ready. We had some stuff. A lot of people chipped in and helped us out. Helping to have a place for Ellie to stay and be alive in life. So that was really nice. And it was a place where we relied on a lot of people to help us out. And it was very, very beautiful to do that. So right now we're at a place where we're pretty well grounded, financially, spiritually, emotionally, and things are really good. They've always have been good. I'll say this: the circumstances were always up and down. God was always good, and Anna and I did our best to keep our heads above water and to stay in sound mind. And God knows at times there was issues where, or not issues, but like there was moments where we were just like, I don't know what's the next step. So just being in that place last year, just thinking about it, it's kind of like gives me chills. It's kind of scary, to be quite honest, looking back and seeing like what's in front of us. Never thinking that a year from then we would be here where we are. And it's crazy to think about. It is absolutely bonkers. To just put our heads down, get to work, get things done, and keep moving forward in life. Man, like I don't even know what's gonna happen next year. I don't. By this time next year, who knows? One of my 30s, one of my things that I want to hit at 30 is become a millionaire. And so I have to replicate myself 3 more times and continue doing what I'm doing. And why I say that is because, where we're at, I'm probably a quarter of the way there. And so if I do that 3 more times, repeat it in 1 year, then I'll get to the millionaire. And it's not for the reason of money. We're going to walk over here as I get Yuki out. And it's not for the reason of money. Money is not, it's not the end all be all. It's not the main goal. Money for us is just a checkpoint to see where we are and to track everything.
Money to us is just a tool. Uh, you have financial goals. One, you got to pay your bills. It's important to do that. Two, money comes and goes. The more you attract into your life, the more you're going to see it. The more you speak of money in foreign terms, the more foreign money is going to be to you. You attract what you speak, and you also detract what you say it's not going to happen. So there's those two things. And so just thinking about like what could happen in a year, the possibility is amazing. I was talking to a neighbor last night, and we were talking about Filipino culture. And one thing that I told him about the Filipino culture that's very, very true is that we always have a mindset that the opportunities are always there, and you just got to go get them. You just got to keep grinding, keep working, keep putting your head down, because the opportunities are coming. And a lot of those people seek opportunities and get them and accomplish them. And that's just how we are. Whether it's opportunities, not just financially, but it's opportunities to make someone happier, opportunities to laugh, opportunities to eat, definitely, opportunities to spend time with each other, and to just be with each other is huge. And that's something like I'm trying to teach Ellie. I will teach Ellie as she grows up, is that to always seek out those opportunities. So there's always that opportunities to grow. One thing that I know the difference from this year and last year is my perspective of life has changed because I am now a father. You look at many different things, different ways. And I were discussing this morning on the way to church, that we look at certain things differently now. We know that certain things we couldn't handle now that we're parents. Certain risks, certain situations, Anna's job situation where she was in as a victim's advocate, and she was doing CSC, which is child sex crimes. And she said, I don't think I could handle that. And to me, hearing those, like she would come back and offload to me, and then I'd lock it up and hide it. Like that's just how we worked, because she needed to get off her shoulders. That's heavy weight to carry. A husband and wife, you do that. You share each other's burdens. But having a kid brings it a lot closer to home. And when things hit close to home, your perspective on it changes, your mindset on it changes. You get a certain rage hearing about those things. I always have that rage when like children are exploited, and it's just not like, yeah. Anyways, sidebar. But so Anna's perspective, like we're talking like it's just different, and you can't really know what the difference is until you actually experience it. That's why it's very important to be sympathetic and empathetic with people, because sometimes you just really don't know what it was like to go through what they went through. What we went through with Ellie is crazy. It's something we never knew about. No one told us about prodromal labor until like we're like really close to, like Anna was really close to delivering Ellie, and it was like, wait, why didn't you just tell us like before so we knew what to expect? Like, why is this not a thing that's talked about? We were always on the edge. We were on the edge of like, is it today? Is this it? And then we were also on the edge of like, she keeps having these, but they keep disappearing. Is this just how it's going to be for like 5 more years? Because that's how it felt. It felt like we had like been doing this for years. It's only been like a couple weeks. Total, it was about 2.5 weeks, I think, of total like prodromal labor, which it just seems like an eternity. And it was just tough. When going back to the hospital, being like, oh man, is this the day? We're gonna see Ellie. And then just the beauty of like the beauty of her being born on my birthday. And so we share a birthday, and to be able to have that special bond with my daughter. And that is just crazy. But I didn't expect that. Also not something I was like, yeah, she's definitely gonna be born on birth. Like there was always a possibility, like, yeah, her due date's between the 28th and November 6th. Like that's a pretty wide gap. That's a lot of hours because she could come at any point in time. And so not knowing that too, like there's just a lot of unknowns at that point this year, this time last year. And it was an adventure. It was not knowing what could happen, when it could happen. It's not being in control of any of it. Like, we did as much as we could to try to get Anna's labor to, progress. And like, let's get this going. Let's get Ellie out. We're tired. Funny thing is, I say that we were tired and whatnot, but like afterwards, it was still very tiring. Up till now, like, parents have just this another level of capability once they have a child. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like, I only have one. Like, Anna and I only have one kid. To those who have multiples, my hat is off to you. Y'all are crazy. Y'all not crazy, but killing it. Yes, Anna and I do plan to have more kids. Hopefully they'll watch this video in the future and just be like, what was Dad thinking a year after? And like, just looking back. And that's how it was. So I'm just gonna say, like, a lot can change in a year. And if you have a very negative outlook of it and like saying like, oh man, it's gonna be the same thing next year, nothing's gonna change. But if you have the mentality to say there's opportunities out there to make the best of our situation, no matter how like daunting it may feel and like look and like you don't know what's gonna happen, just look for the positive opportunities that you can make out of it, financially, spiritually, emotionally, relationally with your spouse. I'm speaking to a lot of like guys here, hopefully my kids eventually. Like, Ellie will look for a guy that is open to the possibility that nothing will ever come between their marriage. And sometimes things pop in between and they try to rip you apart and you're just stronger. And just having the possibility, just like being open-minded about it, about the benefits of relying on God and his hand. Because I read this in a book that I'm reading, to pray that God would give you, that God would, pray that God would do something. I'm brain fart on this. God do something uncontrollable and unexpected. I think that's what it was. I'll have to read it up and look it up again and record it again. But it's just a prayer that I try to have, because when you are outside the control, that's when God steps in, because it is completely like there's nothing you can do about your situation. If there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that's where God shines best, because then you know without a shadow of a doubt that it was God. It was not you, because you're at your capability, you're at your max potential, at that point in time. God has to step in and he does amazing things. And so that's one thing I just want to encourage you as you guys watch this. Keep your head up. A lot can change in a year, and a year is really not that much time. Hope you guys enjoy this Life in the Raw episode 13. See you guys next time. Maybe later this week.